But it's tough because everybody wants to offer a magic wand, but each one is unique. I have my own unique problems that I solved by myself, Pushkar. It was not easy. It's taken me 3-4 years, man. It's hard.
But I just wonder, like, if you have very diverse interests, is journalism a good career?
A lot of times founders fail because they take things too personally. If something doesn't happen or something is amiss, it's probably something wrong with your business.
So let me start. All foundation. I loved my dad a lot. I still love him. He's a businessman at 71. He started 20 businesses and he's failed at all of them. But he still keeps going at 71. He just got back from Sri Lanka because he still thinks he can make it. So I come from that background, Pushkar. And my mom is a banker. She worked in Syndicate Bank for 35 years. So she's the one who supported my dad in all his ideas. She'd say, go after anything that you love. So I think the love for life comes from both of them like that. But I've also seen the wrong side of entrepreneurship, where you're in debt all the time. There's people calling you, and especially in old India. If you were in a BIFR situation, people would never lend you money. People will never talk to you. You have to borrow money from outside, which is beautiful for our ecosystem, right? You can fail, but people will still fund you now.
Right.
Those days, not like that. I saw that. So I've seen the extremely rich. My dad was a very generous man. So he'd spend so much money on family and friends when he had money. So I've seen him with, what are the cars? You talk about Contessa, Ambassador, the imported Toyota Corollas. My dad had all of these things. And I've also seen people come and take it off too. I've seen that life. So one of the families, who's now my father-in-law as well, K.M. Srinivas Murthy, he funded 50% of the education money.
Wow.
And my mother, being a banker, she took a loan. That's how it started. And I went to England to play in a club called Carvely. It's a village, Airedale, Wharfdale League. And they used to pay me £1 a run.
Not bad.
So this was where, 94, 95?
94, I went to cricket, Australia. I was 14. This was 2001-2.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was it. Dad came, said I'm bankrupt, figured it out. I was also studying in university at the time. I played for the University of Leeds. My professor and my friend, Kishore Buddha, he was the one who said, Vishal, you can write, you can think a little. He was very generous. He was the ex-editor of New Indian Express in Chennai.
Oh, in Chennai.
And he had gone there to study, and he's now there, living there. He's become a very good, semiotics person. He has his own business at Brighter. He told me that please join journalism because I was going through such massive confusion in life. What should I do? My dad's told me I have nothing. I wanted to go back to business. That didn't happen. What do I do, man? I mean, it's like I haven't learned anything in life other than cricket and music.
No, but
listening to music.
At some point in time, did you subconsciously think that you will join your dad in business?
That was the only thing.
That is the only thing that you wanted to do?
And guess what? 96, again, privileged kid, right? 95, 96, first internet. I get it. I spent, my dad used to say 10,000 rupees a month for internet. The kind of exposure that I had was phenomenal. I used to blog in 96 before they even called it blogging.
I know.
I used to like politics also.
Wow.
So I used to write about everything and anything. I used to do music reviews. People used to send me checks, 100 rupee checks. Remember the Cal Tigers of the world? I don't know if you remember. There were these internet firms that had websites also. If you wrote reviews.
I remember that. Where you could actually contribute
and
then
paid.
You get paid for it.
So I was getting these checks. I was like massively, I didn't know. I should have saved all of them. So I did all this and I liked writing. I never knew that my hobby would become a profession.
Yeah, your calling is that, right?
So the even interesting thing is history. I love political history. I like history of wars. I used to study that in my free time. What do? I need to go take care of my dad's business or learn from him. So in the free time, while my dad is busy doing different things, music, cricket, history reading, enormous reading. So asterisk, it started with asterisks, obliques. So I know more about the Roman history. I know more about Persian history, Chinese history. The Chinese civilization history is amazing. Japanese history, Indian history is so fascinating. I got to discover it from the West.
Yep.
So interestingly, I'm getting everything about India from the West and not within India, unfortunately. That's another topic. That'll go on for another 2 hours. So love for my dad, love for music, love for cricket, took me to this level of my dad's bankruptcy to say that Vishal, go do something else. Journalism happened. It was just an accidental thing.
I just wonder, like, if you have very diverse interests, is journalism a good career?
Very interesting, man. It's good and bad. With those diverse interests that I had, I wanted to learn history. I thought, again, the objective would be to take up journalism to graduate towards history. But a lot of kids watching this should realize journalism is actually a profession. You can't get a degree of journalism and say, I'm a journalist. Journalism comes with experience because it's a general, you learn from everything around you and that's how you trust. That's why they call it, it's independent because you're learning from different sources. It should, the objectivity should come from there, but that's destroyed, right? There's no objective there's I think there's no such thing called objective journalism, but it's better to have journalists who come from a varied background rather than with journalistic degrees. So in my case, because I studied BCom, I studied political science and history and branding in my masters, I could blend those things too. I mean, the curiosity is what should drive a journalist. So again, to your question, being of varied interest, does it help in journalism? Yes, but what it does not help in is if you want to become a historian. I should have stuck to being a historian.
Right, right.
Once you get into that profession, very difficult to. That's why I left. 20 years of working as a journalist, getting that. You're only as good as your network when you get older.
So
Your stories are respected when you're younger, but when you become older, what does the organization want? It needs money. So you're nothing but a sales guy for that organization, and you're compromised. That's why I took a call that, look, I don't want to do journalism anymore. That's why when I started Upstream as a business,
nobody wants to read long form. Nobody wants to.
Unfortunately.
If you're trying to say something objectively, people are already very biased. They want to get this thing and just.
I've had people coming and I mean, people in India have seen money now. Okay, let me be honest. I have people coming in and telling me, hey, Vishal, you don't need a podcast. Put a pretty woman in your podcast. I mean, that's so abusive because we talk about reverse sexual abuse. I mean, I want to tell him, I have my ideas. I want to discuss them, man. Why would I put a pretty person or a pretty man or whatever, a handsome man? People in India have become that. They don't realize the importance of that research, the long form. Where do you stand? Where is this guy coming from? Why is he asking those questions? That is lost. That's the danger. And today, people don't like, in India, people are brash. They don't like being asked questions. Never, the old ones, never. I mean, by the way, I'll give you Ratan Tata sir's example. I've met him thrice in my life. He just passed away in press conferences, obviously, and with Jahangir, the late Jahangir editor, I met him. There's this one time, I mean, the stock prices today, the stock price is 900 or something. I don't know the numbers, look it up, but they were at 400 and falling because of the debt, because of that Jaguar
Because the
Land Rover
Jaguar
deal
and the
and all
Chorus
that, okay?
acquisitions.
Absolute. Thank God you said Chorus. But so the group was in debt and they had bought JLR. Ford just dumped Jaguar and Land Rover. By the way, it was never called JLR. It was a term coined by Indian journalists, JLR, right? They're two separate companies, right? Phenomenal. So
Ford was not ready to let go.
yeah,
They just wanted to acquire Jaguar,
yeah,
but they
absolutely.
wanted to sell both together.
Correct. Absolutely. So here's what I asked him. I said, sir, your stock price falling. You have no product lines. Indica's market share. Indica was the top seller. I was falling at that point. I have a bad car. Come on, man. Seriously. Imagine.
It took a while to take off, and then it took off and then kept falling.
Yeah, absolutely. Look what the vision of the man and the team is. I mean, take the Jaguar Land Rover DNA. It takes time to build things.
Sure.
Just like a startup. I mean, he's poor thing, man. With the Nano, I have a Nano story for you after this. Okay? JLR, acquire it, take the DNA, help the JLR business grow, keep the best of breed, and bring that tech into India. Look at the quality of the products in India now with Tata Motors.
Yeah, amazing.
I wish journalism is actually like that. You need to know this entire journey, and it comes with experience. I mean, obviously, didn't let the manufacturer.
Yeah, right.
Who knows the story? Did Indians give Sir a chance? That Nano product they killed. It was such a good product for Indians. I mean, these are things that we forget. We celebrate the icon, not the intent, right? We are becoming a very iconoclastic society, and it's wrong, according to me. We need to celebrate how we have enabled each of us. I'm not a Marxist I've read Marxist stuff, but I don't support communism. Capitalism can actually enable individuals to get together, be more collaborative and deliver. But we are not doing it. It's become a very toxic form of capitalism.
We're not trying
in our
to be
country.
We're not trying to be
Enablers.
conscious. We're not trying to be collective.
Yeah.
We're trying to just hold our own turf and say, hey, this is my rule, this is my way.
That's
If
it.
you want to play ball, you play ball. But kind of interesting thing is that, Vishal, when I look at your career, I think there's been two big trends and waves that you've been part of. One is a downward wave, the other is a upward wave. The downward wave is obviously you saw that transition being a journalist and traditional print guys, magazine guys getting killed left and center. Some of them translated to online, some of them
Right.
did. So you saw that bloodbath.
I saw that. I was the first guy to do it.
Yeah, so you saw that
So
bloodbath.
I have thoughts on that.
Yeah.
I have
When
massive
was
thoughts.
that?
14, 15. I'll tell you those
So
thoughts.
that was the
You have
one
to hear
bloodbath
this.
that you saw.
You have to hear this, Pushkar. It
Yeah.
is painful, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Not about me, for the community in general. I'll speak for the community because it never speaks for itself. We're almost like treated cheap, man. I mean, seriously, man. Yeah, I mean, if you're a journalist in India, they think you're a guy who's taking money under the table. That's the thought other than places in places in Bombay and Delhi, but there are some good, key people who are respected. They always thought a journalist was this kind. I went to Hyderabad once. I remember this infrastructure company. It's a 4,000 crore company. I'm trying to meet the MD. I said, why did you get a journalist? All these guys are a little troublesome. And this PR guy, I had to turn my mind. This guy's not that kind of a journalist. He's coming with some ideas. I was offended. This was in 2008. It was 2008-9. It was really terrible. So bloodbath, where we didn't get paid on time. I've been used to 4-month delays of salaries.
Wow.
And why did we work? Because we loved the damn storytelling and we thought we were doing something. That was the bloody illusion that we were sold. Contributing to society, wellness. Where is our wellness? Most of the journalists joined PR to get money. And then, left to them, I mean, if they were paid, they would have probably been journalists. So we never got paid on time. Yes, there's a bunch of people who are corrupt everywhere, but they never get caught. There are very shady players out there. And they made money. Fine, it's good to make money because you're not getting paid anyway.
Sure.
So why you would be? It's the same. Cops. Why do cops become corrupt? Similar. So this fourth estate and all those things. The fourth estate is done. It's over. It doesn't exist, man. It's no longer an estate. It's owned by many people. It's pieced out. It's an estate of properties owned by many people. It's crazy. So the transition I made, I was giving out. I'll give you this anecdote. You should hear this. And it's funny. 14, getting salaries delayed, going through the motions of life, saying, "Oh God, what am I doing? Again, sticking to the historian thing. I was thinking, okay, let me just go back to it. I had zero savings. Zero savings. If you're a journalist, there's zero savings. So I said, okay, somehow let's quit and start. What have you got to do?
That is a career from 2000.
So 2002 to, let's say 2003 to 14 was mainstream.
Sure.
Doing very well. Oh man, mainstream failed in so many fronts. I told them become an app. Many of them. They didn't become apps. I told them BlackBerry will die. Touch phones are become popular. I had people telling me, we have big thumbs. We like the QWERTY keyboard. Seriously, man. Those days, I mean, you know what's happened? Nobody believed the India story would pan out this way, in a good way. That's a good way. Like I said, many more people have access and wealth now. My generation didn't have all that. You were either told or you keep quiet or you're a rebel. These three things. Now there's something good happening in India. So I was leaving. I went to I respect Mohandas Pai and family a lot. I know he gets a lot of flack online, but genuinely they do a lot of good work. Siddharth, Pranav and Mol, 314 and their entire team, Anurag as well. I went to him. He was a good friend because him and I never met on business stuff. We always spoke about Mahabharata, Gita, this whole philosophy, not even religion. I mean, he gets bandied around, poor thing, saying that he's religious. I mean, he talks these things, right? The way of life and all that. And I told him, sir, I'm going to leave journalism. And you won't remember it. So this is what I want to tell you. I said, sir, I'm going to quit journalism. He said, what do you want to do? I said, sir, I want to write a book. He said, about what? I said, I want to write a biography on you. He said, Vishal, I'm nobody to be remembered. I don't want to be remembered. He said that. He said, why don't I introduce you to my son who's now funding a media company? And that's how YourStory happened.
Wow.
And I was about to quit. And
this was like 3 years after Shraddha started writing in a cafe, right? 3-4 years.
She's already 7 years in, but it was not yet a business proper. She's done some revenues. So that small house that you talked about,
I
I was
remember.
there.
Indranagar, right?
Yes, India right down the road, right on from here. So there, that transition. Now let me talk about that transition, why it was important. I came in, I wrote a mail to her. I still have that mail. I said, I need a couple of things from you. I'm in need of new energy. I still have that email. I will join you because I'm looking for some inspiration and energy. Okay. And she took 1 month to reply to me. And she replied, I was actually at a funeral. Okay. So I said, can I talk to you day after? Okay. She was nice enough and she laughed and said, okay, I'll call you. She's very funny, and she always very much been kind to me, right? So the transition is very important. I'll tell you, this was new India, man. And I knew that is great because I came from the old world. I went to her. I was I am in some bakery we met, and she ordered a pizza. But before the pizza even came, she said, "Let's go to the office. Let's go to the office." And I went, and I was just sitting. And I had a long beard. I mean, she said, "Why? These are my people. There were 30 odd people. Why don't you lecture them on something?" I mean, I had never done that. Who would ask you to, as a journalist? As a journalist, you write those days.
That was part of the interview process.
It was an interview process. I figure that now, right? I said, thank you. And she's in that corner near the door looking at me like this. Okay, no pressure. Then I I told them that, look, your story writes about all these startups, but what does a startup need? It needs business. And all these corporations, they have to work with these startups to innovate. The moment I said that, right? She said, you are going to join me in January 1st. I was December 15, November and December I was with her, but I joined them officially in January 2016. Okay. And that was when the magic happened, man. I mean, the transition, I started thinking business for the first time then, that empowerment. I remember my Volkswagen Jetta, went and picked her up in the car. We are going to this a big product German CRM ERP company, driving by. We spoke to Kishore Biani on the phone. So I said, say hi to Shraddha. That happened, number one. Then she said, this guy's got connections, yes, but what else can he do?
I was about to ask you that you brought in so many connections.
Yeah.
You're a journalist in the internet.
So I didn't know how to use these, right?
Yeah,
They're all
yeah.
my connections.
Yeah.
So that happened on the phone. She's just thinking, she's superb, man. I have to really thank her for many things. Go to this office. Let me say, I mean, SAP, man. We go to SAP's office, sat there. Then I'm selling. I said, look, SAP, you got this accelerator program. You need startups. We have the database. We can connect you to the best. They have the startup program going on even now. So I could eventually see where this data is going to be used, and that we became the enablers. She came outside and said, you're more than a journalist. I want to do history, like I said, Pushkar. I want to stick to history and continue meeting interesting people. But I want to move to history fast because I don't have much time. Life is short, man. So, I mean, 30, you can say 30 years, now the average. I'm in the third cycle of my life. So if you look at 25, 50, I'm entering the third cycle. I better make good use of my life and time. So that's why I'm doing the things that I'm into weightlifting.
You mentioned that when we met a couple of weeks ago that you got into weight.
That changed my life.
You
That's
lost a lot of
something
weight.
I hate the healthcare industry that asked me to operate my hip, operate my knees. They said, you're done.
And dude, you're not the first person because I met a friend of mine about 6-7 months back. He said, dude, if actually weightlifting as a means is taught to people, most of the personal trainers will run out of business.
Yeah, they'll run out of
Very
business.
quickly. Fitness industry
And
will get killed.
I'm a self-taught weightlifting guy. That way I thank Instagram. And also my uncle's a weightlifter at 63.
Wow.
He's been Karnataka gold medalist in 1983. But bit more in another extreme where they do 220 kgs. I can do 40, 45. I mean, I've never I can squat, man, like an Indian squat. I can do that for 3 minutes now. 2 years ago, I couldn't do it for 10 seconds. My knees would collapse. Things have been rapid. I mean, the food and Indian food is so beautiful. I would encourage all Indians to eat only at home, man. Oh, yeah, you can eat occasionally outside, but get these veggies. Our vegetarian food is great, and add protein to it. The only place where we miss out is the protein. That we need to work on, especially now that I've seen so many changes in India. I mean, one is the startup change. I've seen age groups. In the old days, we'd mature at 15, 16, 17, right? Now I've seen, well, that's sad. People now mature, girls, 8, 9, 10, even men, that menarche for the girls very early. I don't know whether it's a biological thing. There's so many changes happening because of our food consumption. That's something I'm interested in nowadays. I want to improve. I've been doing something called the biohacking. So I'm 45. I brought my bioage down to 39.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
A bunch of startups again, started putting
All the
devices
patches, the
all over me.
sensors. Yeah.
And I'll give you an example. This is another beautiful example of why Indians can now truly express them. So I had skin problems all my life and they never went away. And I was treated with steroids and many things by skin doctors. Maybe because I wanted business. For 7 years, I was struggling. I was telling my wife, I feel a bit, I'm so let down. All my testosterone, I was down. Depression was setting in. Depression is created by mankind. There's no such thing as depression. Okay, so I went these guys from a company called Beyond. Now they've called themselves August. They called me and said we have this device that can probably help track your blood sugars. One, secondly, we will do many blood tests. A7, 8, or
As
9.
in
They did
biomarker test. Yeah.
biomarker tests. Then there was a supplement, the kind of supplements that I need. So I just by taking them, my skin, which had become completely red and I could see almost like a patchy red, started growing back.
So did
It was
steroids
because
affect your skin problems in the
steroids,
first?
life
Yeah.
of being a journalist,
Yeah.
milk, no sleep, those are the things. And I realized the healthcare industry is screwed up, man. You should not take medicines. You can control everything with your food.
That's the biggest SaaS business in the world.
It is,
It is the biggest SaaS business in the world.
but
That's
it's tough because everybody wants to offer a magic wand, but each one is unique. I have my own unique problems that I solved by myself, Pushkar. It was not easy. It's taken me 3-4 years, man. It's hard. I have gone to hell, man, with many things. And I'm like that. I've always been in hell. Chaos is the only thing that will get you out in life. I figured that now but one thing is I hate toxicity in India. With money, toxicity has increased even more. Many charlatans. People who don't know things,
Unfortunately.
unfortunately. At least remember, I worked in an industry in journalism in 2004 where people who wrote copy were so good, man.
Yeah, that era is gone, long gone, dead.
So,
Yeah.
but things are changing with the new. I think we are becoming more video savvy. I
Sure.
think we are very good video creators, Pushkar.
The other important thing is that I think, Vishal, you would probably agree. Pushkar and me have talked about it a lot. A lot of times founders fail because they take things too personally. There are actually two personas. It's you and your business. If something doesn't happen or something is amiss, it's probably something wrong with your business. Don't take it very
Oh
personally.
man, I love the way you said it, and I want to bring again history to this. Do you know there's a dynasty called the Qin dynasty in the
Yeah.
So the India knows China as Qin
Chin, yeah.
because they were the first empire there.
Yeah.
You have to realize the Qin dynasty and much of its success and quick failure when the early Zhao dynasty, the original dynasties, I'm talking about 800 BC, the Qin were basically horsemen or people who were said, you go manage, they're punished. People who were displaced basically. So you go manage the fringes of the empire. So the Qin make a pact with each other, saying we will grow at some point, we will create a system where we eventually unify all of China. They have that sustained for 300 years, passed on from family to family. I'm coming to the toxicity and founder. So if you look at the Qin dynasty founders, they enabled it with, you have to read about the book of Lord Shang, the book of Lord Shang is the foundation where the Qin decide. A lot of the Chinese history is family led, much like Indian businesses, family mentality, right? It's okay to have family members, but is it really meritocracy? So the Qin decide, okay, what should I do to enable my army? I can't recruit from families anymore. I have to empower people. How do I empower people? Give them land, give them a chance to come back in life, and they'd become loyal to you, and they'd monitor that very well. They'd monitor land production to you. You're sending your sons to battle, right? They monitored that continuously for 200 years. So they moved from the family system to a meritocracy system. The bureaucracy stems from there. And then guess what? Every emperor bows. When he takes over as an emperor, he remembers the ancestral messages. He has to chant them and then go and run the business. He can't be a fool. And everything is set that way. But unfortunately for them, once they become an empire, all their values are lost. Coming down to the point, right? The value systems are lost.
Brilliant, Vishal. Thank you for your time. Anybody watching it, please like, share. And we are sitting in an amazing space. Vishal, you love the ambience, right?
I know them.
Yeah, obviously,
Beehive.
Ravindra and his team has done a fantastic job. We are much indebted to Beehive for this location. Thank you all. See you next time.
Thank you.